I know that he's panicking. And when I was coming up here, I said, "You got to tell me what's wrong. Not going to do any good to hide from the police." So, well, no, I'm guessing that he said he's going to come on over.
We immediately found some bloody instruments, a walking stick, a piece of round piping, both which had some blood on it. You could see that there was a leg and foot sticking out of the trash can.
Fire Heminger.
Hi. I reported a friend missing earlier today, and I think I need to fill out the paperwork or whatever for a missing person.
Okay, and who's missing?
Mary Kay Wolfhard.
How old is the missing person?
She's 68, born in 50.
Okay, when was the last time you saw her?
1 o'clock yesterday.
At her place?
No, I saw her at an auction, and then we were supposed to meet again today at 3 o'clock.
Oh,
and
okay.
She didn't show up, and so I went to her house, and her mail and her newspaper were on the porch. Her neighbor said she hadn't come home last night, which is like totally out of character.
Okay.
And she has 2 cats here that I have to feed. So.
Okay, so she didn't show up for to meet up with you.
No.
When the police arrived at Katie's house, they found her family and friend who made the 911 call already there, nervous, scared, and anxiously waiting for help.
Hi, what's going on?
Her and her sister has been missing for just about 48 hours.
Okay.
And there's no sign of her, her car. She didn't feed her cats. Her cats are everything in the whole wide world.
Yep.
Can't find her. I mean, we've checked the house. We've checked everything.
Yeah, she's not at any local hospitals because we were called out
Yeah, I
yesterday.
did that this morning.
Okay.
I checked the jails.
Okay.
She's not there. She doesn't do this.
It had been 48 hours since Katie had suddenly gone missing, and everyone was still in shock. She was known for being a sweet woman with a kind heart who lived a simple, peaceful life. Most of her days were spent either at home or at her storage unit at Tellage Self-Storage.
She plays Pokemon and meets all kinds of weird people playing Pokemon, and I don't know if that could have anything to do with it either. Either way, she's missing. We can't find her, and we are at a loss.
She would never not get in
She has
touch
no
with
medical
us.
issues.
I got all her information there if you need it.
Do you guys need this?
No, it's yours.
Yeah. I'll just give this to our detective.
Is there anything else you need for that?
It's like, no, this is just so not like her. Katie, my sister, and Dave have been friends for how many years?
20 years. 25.
25 years.
The problem was that Katie was an adult and free to go wherever she wanted, which made the police unsure whether she was really missing.
When's the last time you talked to her?
I saw her at 1 o'clock yesterday.
Yesterday? Did she say she was going anywhere?
No. Last place she was going to her storage unit.
Well, listen, we can. I mean, she could have got out. She probably let. You said she could have been in Pennsylvania somewhere.
No, she's not. I talked to them.
Okay. Is she on any medications that you're worried about?
What's her last name?
Wolfhard.
How do you spell that?
WOHLFARTA.
WOHL?
I know it seems.
I know it's
Believe me.
irregular, but we can't. I mean, we could check and wait and see. I mean, she could just not be wanting to talk to you.
I know you say that, but I'm telling you, it's not
Okay.
the case. Absolutely not. I mean, she's not talking to anybody.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's not me. We're the best of friends.
I'm not saying you're not. But what I'm saying is I can't make it a missing person adult because she's an adult. She can go and do whatever she wants.
You can't make that at all?
No, she doesn't have any mental illness, that she's on medication, or this is in at-risk thing. She's an adult. That's like if I left and didn't talk to anybody.
Right.
It's my choice to get up and leave.
But her family wouldn't back down. They were certain something was wrong. They provided the officers with every detail they could to help locate her. They also mentioned a man Katie had told them about the last time they spoke, someone they now believed could be connected to her disappearance.
Any idea where she'd go?
Here's the only thing we can piece together. She had called her sister and left a message that she had a handyman that could do work for her, and he could come to Pennsylvania and work for her and stay at her house. And that's the last message, last anybody heard of.
That the worker could come from Pennsylvania?
No, from here
From
to
here
go
to
to her
Pennsylvania.
house.
Stay
Her
at
house
my
in
house.
So
Pennsylvania.
you're in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, but
Okay.
she called her and told her that she had a worker that could come down to Swissville to stay at her house, which is something she wouldn't have allowed, and do work on her house, like a handyman thing. And then she was giggling at the end of it, which is not my aunt.
Yeah.
Did he give you this guy's name or anything?
We don't know. That's the thing.
The family was now certain that the same handyman Katie had once mentioned was somehow involved. Without wasting any time, they joined the search, putting up flyers and doing everything they could to bring her home.
I understand it's very stressful. Yeah, we'll get the report done. We have about 2 hours to get it uploaded. We'll go from here. If you guys have any questions, you can call back. If you guys come back and you check the house, and you think she might have been here.
You're so good.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
After leaving the scene, the officers had no solid leads to move the investigation forward. So they decided to start looking into the antique business Katie owned. But just as they began, a 911 call came in, which set off alarm bells for them.
Akron Police and Fire, Stephen R.
Good morning. My name is Craig. I work at Leslie Floor Sanding.
Yeah.
We have rental units behind our building. And there is a lady that has been missing. I don't know if a report has been filed.
Okay.
Her name is Katie Wolforth. And my reason for calling is that her rental unit has been entered by another individual. We have it on surveillance tape.
Okay.
And to my knowledge, that individual has no permission, reason, authority to go in there.
Okay. Okay. So Katie how do you know she's missing?
Well, her partner, a man by the name of Dave, they both rent units from us. And he came in Monday evening, asked Richard, the other fellow that's here, if he had seen Katie Wolforth. And Richard said no. And then Dave came in again this morning, and I started looking for the security tapes that we've got, and I found this individual going into her unit.
With this new breakthrough, officers were quickly sent to the scene to check the surveillance footage, and what they found was something straight out of a nightmare.
Hello. Okay, so that's her van?
Yes, sir.
Can we just start the video and just watch it? Mind if I take a seat?
Nope. Move forward.
So, first off, let me ask you, what time did she show up? Okay. Because her family called to report her a missing person.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a...
My boss called me last.
Okay, here it is, 1544. That's 344.
The video clearly showed Katie moving items in and out of her storage unit with her silver minivan parked right in front.
We then see a younger male walk across from his unit, which is directly across from hers. The two of them talking. Then this goes on for a bit. They're talking, they're interacting.
After their conversation ended, the man walked back to his pickup truck while Katie continued to move things in and out of the storage unit. But the man didn't leave. He just stood there watching her. Then, after a while, he slowly walked toward her unit and crouched behind her car like he didn't want anyone to see him.
She then walks down to the office. He's peeking around the corner to see if she's coming back. You see this male then go into her storage unit, shut the man door.
That was the last time Katie was seen walking freely. As soon as she stepped into the storage unit, the overhead door closed behind her, and then nothing. For the next 20 minutes, there was no movement at all. But then after that, the cameras captured something strange, something that didn't feel right at all.
So the next thing we see on video is this male come out of Katie's unit wearing like a blanket. He walks over to his unit. He changes his clothes. He comes back over to Katie's unit, arranges her items, gets in her car, and drives away. We, at this point, just had a sick feeling because she didn't come out of her unit. He's driving her vehicle, stashing her vehicle somewhere around the corner.
The next day, the same man was seen again on camera coming back in his orange pickup truck. This time, he brought some supplies with him and a large trash can. He then wheeled the trash can straight into Katie's storage unit.
He then comes out of her unit, and you could tell there's something in the trash can. Again, just gave us a kick in the gut.
Because of the particulars and the legal aspect of it, at this point, we had already started making the notifications to our detective bureau because we believed that a serious crime had been committed.
The storage unit across from Katie's belonged to a man named Michael Jimmy Olson. Police began to suspect that the man caught on camera was none other than Michael himself. But before drawing any conclusions, officers knew they had to search the storage unit themselves to uncover what really happened, because after that moment, Katie was never seen again.
Interrupt you, but I have a gentleman out here that has keys. Any questions? An older gentleman? Yes. He's here right now. He has keys.
Per unit or
yes? Well,
finish this. We're gonna go check the unit. Thank you.
During this time period, a close personal friend, Dave, arrived on scene.
You have the key, sir? I do. Can we?
you want me to go back with you? I'll show you which keys are with you.
For her? No, I did not. Did you? Okay. Nothing. You guys both have access? Yeah, now that all of those.
Yeah.
How do you know her? If you guys just want to hang back for us, partner, best
friend, yeah.
Just run it her name or both?
This has been hers, and then the one up front is both the recycling keys to that. Okay.
Just unlock it.
All right, got it.
22.
With countless questions racing through their minds, the police entered the storage unit, and what they found changed everything. There was plenty of evidence inside, more than enough to push the case forward. It was now clear that Katie hadn't just disappeared. Something terrible had happened to her.
That definitely looks like blood. Yeah. Splattered or something.
Yeah. Look at this. Yep, that's blood. Okay. Stop. Hey, we started moving some stuff, and we got some items that look like they have some blood on them. All right, we've been instructed by DB to try to check the garage better, make sure our MP or victim is not injured.
We started to unpack the storage unit.
What if we went in from the other side?
The other side is, I think I can skirt kind of maneuver my way up.
It was filled from the floor to the ceiling.
Is there a ladder? I mean, with all this stuff, is there a ladder?
While they searched Katie's storage unit, the managers of the storage unit confirmed the officers' worst fears. The man in the CCTV footage was indeed Michael. Confirming that there was more evidence in Michael's locked garage, investigators called his father, the actual leaseholder of the storage unit at the scene, to unlock the property.
We explained to him that we found blood in Katie's storage unit. He understood the seriousness of the situation, so we asked that if we storage unit for any evidence that might lead us to locating Katie. He then came to the scene. He opened up the storage unit. We immediately found some bloody instruments, a walking stick, a piece of round piping, both which had some blood on it. We then visually saw the trash can that she had been placed in. It was kind of toward the back center of the storage unit. You could see that there was a leg and foot sticking out of the trash can.
As soon as they found the trash can, investigators began unwrapping the tarp, only to find Katie's body in a gruesome state. Her head was soaked in blood, her pants pulled down, and duct tape wrapped around her legs. It was clear to the investigators that she'd been forced into a brutal struggle before she was finally killed.
With all the blood, the blunt force trauma to the head, metal pipes, and the walking stick with the blood, we assumed at that point that those were the instruments that caused her death.
With the body found inside the trash can, the detectives decided to reach out to Katie's family and friends to share what they'd uncovered at the crime scene.
So obviously, we called the paramedics, okay? We're not in her unit. We're in a unit across the way. We don't know. It is, okay? But that's where we're at right now. I can't confirm anything right now. We're having the medical examiner coming out, okay? We're not touching anything until the medical examiner comes out. Well, to be honest with you, I'm telling you what I know right now, okay?
There's a body in there.
And it's covered with some items, so we can't really examine that until the medical examiner gets here and does a workup on the scene. Okay, so that's what we're waiting. Okay.
A fellow dealer called me and said, "It's worse than she's missing." I just started because he said, I can still hear him saying it's much worse than missing. She was found dead.
While Katie's family struggled to process the news of her death, officers back at the crime scene tried to find out Michael's whereabouts from his father.
What do you know? It was 3 times.
I know that he's panicking. When I was coming up here, I said, "You got to tell me what's not going to do any good to find the police." So, well, no, I'm guessing that he said he's going to come on over. So I said, "Well, I'm going on over to the shop to unlock the shop door." So they want to get in. So,
Okay, so about what time is that?
right before I saw you, 20 minutes. I called Chad and said I was on my way. And so Mike said that he would come on up. And then he said they didn't sell any gas cans there, so someone was giving him a ride up here, and that's the last thing.
You said something about him panicking.
Well, it sounds like he's panicking, so.
According to his father, Michael was already panicked when he was informed that the police were arriving and would soon reach the location. Meanwhile, detectives tried to investigate whether they could find any more leads about Michael.
Let me just ask you. I'm being as honest as I can with you. Are you being honest with us?
I'm being honest. I mean,
as far
Mike
as,
and I were kind of fighting a couple of weeks ago, so he's kind of working on with him, and then he works for me as a business. So there's some, we're doing a few things on his own. Okay, so.
But as far as your conversation with them, you're texting.
Yeah, you can read my text.
You're not. Is he telling you something that you're not telling us? I mean, is it unusual that he?
You read my text. You just said you got to come over here and talk to him.
So he never answered any of these.
Not once did Michael respond to his father's text messages, clearly suggesting he was on the run and needed to be found as soon as possible. Just as the officers began closing in, his father revealed another significant lead. Michael had run out of gas and was at a nearby gas station.
We had uniform officers go over to that area. What they did was canvass. One of the officers did go into the gas station, and the clerk there did say that they recognized Mike.
In the last hour or two, maybe 3 hours, he's been looking for gas or a gas can.
Oh yeah. You know what? He just came in here.
How long ago?
He just 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
Shift change, yep.
Hour
Because he
15.
was asking me and my boss if we had a gas can, and I told him that we didn't have none.
Which way did he walk?
He went down that way.
Okay.
Because I know he said he was waiting on a ride. Okay. And he asked me and my boss if we had a gas can, and I had told him we didn't have none.
He comes back in, he calls right away. You just call 911, actually.
Okay.
As soon as they realized that Michael had recently been at the gas station, officers quickly began searching the surrounding areas, hoping to track him down. But what they discovered instead only deepened the mystery.
We were able to actually find his truck. It was parked behind one of the buildings. So we knew that he wasn't driving, so we were just puzzled as to if he was on foot, if someone came and picked him up. So they went into that business to see if we can then decipher approximate what time he parked it there, if anybody was with him, if he walked away.
We have a car out back that is abandoned. We're trying to see if your footage or your cameras picked up where the individual walked to from it.
Right now, I don't have access.
You don't have access to it.
But which car?
It's this orange truck back there. It's not in your parking lot. It's further back. That one right back there, the flasher.
Alright. That car been sitting there for a few hours.
A few hours?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't see who got out of it, did you?
No.
No idea. Okay.
With no signs of Michael near his truck, police issued an arrest warrant to the Summit County Police Department near his father's duplex, informing them of the murder. It seemed like Michael had slipped away until an officer from a nearby station came forward with a crucial lead.
There was a deputy detective investigator. I contacted him, told him that he is our prime suspect in a murder and that we needed to talk to him. He kind of jokingly said, well, you're not going to believe this, but we have him under arrest for trying to break into that duplex. I'd be more than willing to drive him up to your station. And we decided that, well, let's go ahead and get a quick interview about the burglary.
Without wasting any time, officers brought him to the Akron police station for interrogation.
So you need another detective for this stupid thing?
Well, this is kind of how we do it, yeah. If you watch TV or whatever, but it's not always like how it is on TV.
No, I know that for sure. It's just that, God, I just would love to know about what Rose was saying.
Okay, go by Michael.
Mike.
So the deputy and I went in there, talked to him about the burglary. Michael complained that it was kind of a bogus charge because, he does stay there sometimes, and the neighbor in the duplex knew him and couldn't understand why they called on him.
Since Michael had been arrested for theft, he had no clue that detectives had actually brought him in as the prime suspect in Katie's murder, and that his real troubles were only just beginning.
So today, you told Detective Brady that you were mulching out there at Coventry?
Yes. Yeah, I went up to Akron's finest mulch store, got the mulch from.
Okay. Well, we met your dad today, and he was saying that...
You met my dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you talk to your dad on the phone today at all? Yeah, a couple times. Yeah.
And
what'd you guys talk about?
You ran out of gas?
Yeah, I ran out of gas. I've been running out of gas a lot lately. I've been a little bit broke. Yeah, so.
Okay. Like he asked, what would you guys talk about, you and your dad?
Like you said, he called me up earlier to go get I had to bring up the fast load finish gun, and then that was about it. So.
Did he say that we wanted to talk to you?
We?
The Akron Police?
No, not at all.
The detective's question wasn't casual, it was calculated. He already knew that Michael's father had warned him about their arrival and even asked him to come to the storage unit. But Michael's act of pretending he had no idea they wanted to talk made one thing clear. He had already started lying.
So your storage unit up there up on North Hill.
Yeah. Well, it's not.
That's your dad.
It's my dad's. Yeah, it ain't mine.
Who has access to it?
Me and my dad.
When was the last time you were there?
I was up there either this morning or yesterday morning. I can't remember what actually day it was.
Now, are you aware that that storage area, they've got all kinds of cameras?
Oh, yeah, because of the theft. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Were you up there Monday?
What's today?
Today's Wednesday.
Monday.
2 days ago.
I've been up there sporadically throughout the last week. I don't know exactly which day, but what's day? Wednesday? Oh, no. I don't think I was up there Monday. No.
As expected, Michael lied again when asked the second question. However, what truly stunned the detectives was that, despite knowing the storage unit was under high-quality surveillance, he continued to weave his web of lies. To break him down, the detective showed him Katie's picture, hoping it would shatter his act and force the truth out of him.
Is she looking like?
That's Dave and Kathleen? Katie? That's the same name, right?
When's the last time you saw her?
Probably Saturday, Sunday, something like that. I was up there doing some stuff around the shop.
What about Monday?
I don't think it was up there Monday. I really don't. I don't think I was up there Monday. I know I was there over the weekend.
Well, like I told you, there's video.
Yeah.
When we watched video.
Yeah.
And
No, you watched the video.
Did you talk to her at all?
No. Yeah, well, she actually tried to knock on my door one night. She said I was sleeping up there. I fell asleep or something. She gave me a fan if I was hot or something. So I had talked to her before, yeah.
With no solid proof of the timeline in their hand, detectives knew that Michael was holding back. However, to get him to confess to the truth, detectives began questioning him about his relationship with Katie.
I thought somebody told us you were dating her. No?
Given how Katie's body was found, detectives suspected sexual assault. They sent evidence from the storage unit for DNA testing and her body for autopsy. Meanwhile, they questioned Michael to see if he could confirm whether Katie's DNA would be found in his storage unit.
so, would her DNA be in your storage unit?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No. Why would her DNA?
Well, the reason I think we're asking about her is because the family made a report. They haven't seen her in a couple of days.
What?
So we're trying to find her.
DNA? Why? No, she was, if anything, she stepped right inside my unit and gave me she blew off the filter for my shop vac that I was using.
When all else failed, detectives played their strongest card, the raw CCTV footage from the day of the murder.
So you saw her on set, or sometime in the last couple of days?
Yeah, last couple of days, yeah.
Yeah, because she's been missing for a couple of days, so we've been trying to find her. Do you have any idea where she might be? Did she talk about where she was going?
No idea. She did not say where she was going.
No?
No.
Again, there's video, and this was Monday. It shows you moving her van.
No.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, video doesn't hide. Can you explain that?
No, I can't.
Shows you moving video.
Moving the video.
Moving the van. All right, you drove out.
There's nothing to explain. No.
There's nothing to explain.
Despite the evidence shown, Michael refused to give in, pushing detectives into a direct confrontation. What followed next left them completely speechless.
Something bad happened to Katie. You know it. You know what happened. So like Sergeant Marquette has given you the opportunity to give us your narrative.
Yeah. So stupid.
What happened? She want to give you some money? She want to give you a job? We have statistics.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened. I mean, it's probably going to help you. I mean, you can't feel good holding this in.
No. I just...
Tell us what happened.
I snapped, man. Somebody came over me, I don't know.
And just like that, he crumbled, uncovering the real reason behind the murder.
My ex-girlfriend, dude, it was a downfall. It's not she wasn't holding a gun to me there, my ex-girlfriend, but she made me a different person because of her toxic, narcissistic ways. I was mentally, verbally, emotionally abused. I don't know, I snapped and Katie said something about my girlfriend. You know what?
Well,
yeah.
Tell us what happened.
Yeah, well,
Are you just a cold-blooded, homicidal maniac?
Not at all.
Or was it heat of the moment?
Heat of the moment type of thing. Just snapped.
With a solid confession admitting his guilt, Michael reluctantly began revealing the events that occurred inside Katie's storage unit, exposing every chilling detail.
So take us through it, man.
I just went over there, hit her on the head. That was it.
What'd you hit on the head?
Yes.
Like a metal pipe, a walking stick,
something
wooden.
Yeah, it was actually a piece of a piece of the fireplace stick. One of it was broken. I don't know. I just saw it. I grabbed it. And
Did you do it in her unit or?
And then I just tried to get rid of the evidence, but it was a stupid idea to do it. I've been a good person my whole life. I snapped because people have been riding my.
So you were talking to her. What did she say that reminds you of your girlfriend?
She were kind of talking about her a little bit, and she said that maybe you did this to her, or whatever.
So she was blaming you?
No, I never did. Ex-girlfriend of mine treated her. I just snapped, and smell the rest of the day, just that smell of death, man. Every turn I smell my clothes.
With all the gathered evidence and Michael's confession to murder, he was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole on one count of murder with rape, grand theft of a motor vehicle, trespass in habitation, and gross abuse of a corpse.
No more I can say. Just hope that one day you will see that I am not the devil.
हाय दोस्तों, कैसे हैं आप? सब खैरियत होगा। अभी मैं यूँ बना रहा हूँ, यूँ करके बनाऊँ, यूँ बनाऊँ, वैसे बना रहा था मैं। चलें खैर, जैसे बन रही है सही बन रही थी। अब मैंने यूँ कर लिया। क्या हाल है आप लोगों के? खैरियत है? पंखा चल रहा है, पंखे पे बस यही है कि मैंने कहा वीडियो बना लूँ। वीडियो बना के ज़रा सा थोड़ा बहुत वो आप लोगों से बातचीत कर लूँ। बातचीत करने में क्या है कि यार बस यार तो ज़िंदगी की कुछ हसीन यादें, हसीन बातें याद आती हैं। याद ज़रूर आती हैं बड़ी कुछ हसीन यादें, बातें तो वो बड़ी याद आती हैं। यादों के कुछ सिलसिले हैं जो चलते जाते हैं। यादें वो हसीन यादें चलते जाती हैं। कैसे हैं आप लोग सब? लोग हैं? क्या हो गया भाई? क्या कर रहे हैं? पागल तो नहीं हो गया? क्या हाल है? कमेंट्स किया करें। कमेंट ज़रूरी होते हैं। आप लोग कमेंट्स भी करते हैं तो मेरे हिसाब से कमेंट ज़रूर किया करें। अपने बारे में बताया करें क्या कर रहे हैं आप लोग, क्या नहीं कर रहे हैं। कुछ कमेंट किया करें यार अपने बारे में, अपने मुताबिक बताया करें क्या मसरूफियात चल रही हैं, क्या बातें चल रही हैं, क्या आपके मसले मसाइल ये वो सब चल रहे हैं। तो इसके बारे में मुझे ज़रूर बताया करें। इससे ये होता है कि हम आपको मैं कौन, हम आपके हैं कौन, खैर छोड़ के बताया ज़रूर किया करें। अपने बारे में बातें बताया करें, क्या कर रहे हैं। कमेंट ज़रूर किया करें। कमेंट करने से हमें पता लगता रहता है कि आप लोग कैसे हैं, कैसे नहीं हैं। और तफसीलात ज़रूर बताया करें। और वीडियो को बताया करें। वीडियो नॉर्मल सी बनती है, मैं क्या बोल सकता हूँ। नॉर्मल सी वीडियो नॉर्मल ही होती है। आप लोगों को पता नहीं कैसी लगती है, बस यही है। वीडियो बना रहे हैं कोई जैसी भी हो, वीडियो बनती है भाई साहब। वीडियो होती है भाई, जैसी भी हो तैसी भी हो। वीडियो है भाई, क्या कह सकते हैं। वीडियो कुछ बोल थोड़ी सकते हैं भाई।